Adishimai mami mamunye na chi ema makwaba ediba XTV eso abo nonsia emra so sa nonsia brimu kase bo ayewo edima o ene brada kita wonsabo sumni de toso enum wa frimpimi eni edunu mienu no mo ye de ebrewo na ye kase bo edikan kra ewo eye enede ene ye de ebrewo efrin kampuni mantemu poko ase festus adun paza building mo sanso okopie mu ewa befo tintan kase ne so a Facebook eye XTVGH, YouTube XTV Ghana, TikTok XTV391, Instagram XTV Ghana, Twitter eye XTV Ghana. Insembi a wobete ene anope ene se efuto akodi akwakoma Ghana fo nyinara ese IMF na ye kono yenja se ye di ye amanyosem na we eye anamo a eba beboa omanmuni nyinara koju opon nkruma nso achechire mu de ntia Ghana ban wo mo kan mre bi etwem se ye nko IMF na nso imprempren de ye de ye ekọ IMF wa chechire mu de ntia ye kọ wosan so editudwa ese se na nyema mo aye din edi ama Ghana fo nyinara ya de aban no ha ne pan nye se wonim de ekoso wonim se nyema mo aye din papa na ya de wono nso ha na nkasa ensem bi ka we hu na ye de ebro se anopa no nsia kase ewo XTV eso oba pa me bi sakosi ateme na me de kase boy ebro Africa me hu afiti semri akopem se minute adwunu no bebo apa no nsia ho me de kase boy wo ha no me de nyina na de emma wo ye sem na sidia na eye openi ba akwa wo ye risk analyst esanso eye economist ne din di Dr. Tio Echampon wo de atodwa SM edano ayewo ho Ghana mampeni na adedan kwakofo ado etimi ahye oswafo no na etwe yesika sam so sentempa so woni mpanifo a wo moda eye International Monetary Fund ano ensha asendi nkita ho se na be ya ebetimi edi yentuma kwakobo modie anne agibusia aimu odina nkasa ne dia babehye ye Ghana yesika semu timi ejina brand no eyade anipa bebre ene sorry eti aye wono omufo aso wono omukase o ye kan yo ye kan muti debi na mbe ho wono omutu sanyu nyina wo etoye nanso wo kiremu se imprempren so aye dream prempren ebra ye wo mu enti se ye di sanyeme eya manyosem wasesika sem a enkoyie nyama enkoyie wo man mu a obia esu edi ajadwe emro so se wo se nyina ye kan yetuma de abo anom na ye hwe kwan pa ye befa so na yetimi ahwe mo oman no etimi akoninim enti wonna wom di sa IMF nhihye ne anamo aban no etu edi amanyosem no wo mo jai se wo mo di ye amanyosem.
We have bastardized and politicized the whole IMF engagement process such that, we are not having a proper conversation as a country on what we need to take going forward in terms of reforms, fixing the economy, fixing the supply side, demand side, the role of the central bank, deficit financing. All these things are big conversations that need to be had. The problem is that when MPP is in opposition and let's say NDC is in power, they bastardize them for going to take similar course of action. And then when the foot is also on the other one, the same thing seems to be done. So the problem really, in my view, is a bigger political economy problem. And the solutions that are required, some of them we know, others we need to have a broader national conversation on what is required going forward. But we need to address the pervasive or the entrenched politicization of the issues first, because if we don't address this, believe you me, in 5-6 years' time, these external shocks are not going anywhere. In fact, the way the world we live in now, we're going to have more and more of such shocks. And we need to fundamentally, as a country, sit down to really, for once, fix the issues devoid of MPP, NDC, and all of that. But the politicians or the policy makers and the way the politics is practiced in this country is very much at the heart of the problem that we're discussing here. So we can find all the solutions that we want if we don't address the politics and the way incentives are created in the system. Unfortunately, we'll find ourselves.
So now, Dr. Tio Echampon, where economist was also a risk analyst. ono ena wotimi di sansem nyina wode atudwa na yento ansem no so na yenko piemu e wo so afọ ono ena hwe amanebo ho nsem so e onyanyam ni kodwu opon kruma wo kopiemu e wo fo ase ayerebi abaton peso so a wo ye mahebedweni e wo honom wono nso e di atudwa ese aban we wonimpa dia e koso se na ganafo nyina esu no wonimpa se nyima mu ayedi na nye se aban no watwe nani wo mpese wo behu na wo beye bibi e de afa ho wonimpa no wo to anamon wo se wo hwe Ghana yesika semfiti afimpimie ni dun son ni mu e de kopim afimpimie ni edun kro ni mu no na bibia koyie e wo mu sese kasem no na ne man hyeda nkoyie na mo no na jane na so na ekoyie ko sese sakodi wo ya je e ba ye 2020 ni mu coronavirus yi e ba ye betiti yesika sebe pit just e ma nyama nyina eseye no eye no e na man ne de nyama mu aye din a obi ehu ne se aban we wo mo ne homodin aban we wo mo no ma wo chim se nye sakra nete na de ekoso no aban no wonim enti Ghana fo nyina mo kan aban ne ho na ye hwe kwan pa e be fa so se na be ya wo man Ghana be sanso akonenim ebio.
The reasons that have brought us here are quite clear. If you look at the performance of Ghana's economy between 2017 and 2019, yes, there were still some structural challenges in Ghana's economy, but the economy was performing way better based on in particular, the fiscal and monetary policy measures and the broader economic policy measures that the administration was rolling out. And so the results were that we were growing better, inflation was going down, interest rates were going down, we were having the opportunity to create some more jobs and some more development programs in the economy. In 2020, that stopped. That stopped primarily because our economy, still with its challenges, was hit by a major external factor, not just our economy, many economies around the world. In 2021, we started a path to recovery. So you notice that in 2021, even though we had depleted a good chunk of our buffers and our reserves, we were still now building back better, trying to rebuild our reserves and trying to get the economy back on track. And then the first part of 2022, I think in February, you had what occurred in the Black Sea area, giving the world another major crisis. Now, there's a high food price all over the world, high fuel prices, high cost of financing, and it is biting the Ghanaian a lot. Do you have the domestic buffer still to respond to them? You don't. You are now just trying to recover and rebuild. And so if you look at all your options, despite the initial thinking that you could rebuild those buffers domestically, the president has decided that it's important we start engaging with the fund with the possibility of getting a balance of payments support from them to help us rebuild our buffers and better mitigate what's happening around the world and happening here in Ghana as well. I believe that that is a good reason for which a lot of people are asking questions. And the answers for that. I think we have been clear that when you self-induce a crisis and then you have to go to the fund for a balance of payment supported program, then it raises questions about the way you are managing fiscal policy, monetary policy, and the broader economy. But this is not a situation in which you have a self-induced crisis. The reasons that
Ghana ban etimi di ntuma kwakobo IMF ano se ye ko na yenkoji busia na mo nsema o moke nyina echi no wo mo sanso ede wo mo ho akwakobata wo mo no wo sanso ede tudwa ese se wo transia no pa na obie ni radio na obie ni TV na wo tie se na amafo efre no mo twa bo aban we na nyema mo ayedin na aban we bo hwa wo hye ye no enye no na wo di so wo kyem se ha no ne papa no onim se ampa nsema amafo ka no no kure pa na wo mo ka no so den na wo betimi aye dia akwakosi ni dia akwakoba ohawo a coronavirus na phase covid Russia ni Ukraine ntokoi edi abdo mu ni edi no betimi aye wo mo bom humode so be edio betimi biara no betimi edi asesa Ghana for ye shebre.
You are speaking to, the sentiments are different. For those who are very familiar with all the intricacies of an economy, some of them have a certain sense of understanding of why this decision has been necessitated. There are some who understand but disagree with it. For those who want to be political, you know, they have their sentiments. For party people, there are a good number of party people who themselves are not necessarily pleased with the decision that has been made and announced. So it's a mix. And then on the broader economy side, as I listen to, my brothers and sisters speak about the general economic hardships in the broader Ghanaian economy, first, I think what we have to say to you out there is that we feel your pain. We are all feeling the pinch of what is going on around the world and affecting us here. And I can very much identify with the things that, for example, Julius talks about. National service person earns about 559 cedis. And if fuel prices go the way they are going, all of that is eaten up by transportation at a time when even the national service allowance sometimes may be a bit delayed. There are people who are looking for jobs and are hoping that the public sector will open up some more beyond what it has done already so that they can get jobs, and it's not coming as fast as they want it. And so you can feel the pain. At the same time, when you go to the market, cost of cooking oil is gone up, everything, rice, everything. Who you are speaking to, the sentiments.
No, and I share Amani Bohon Sanso, Kojo, upon Kruma, where your fancy you bring Mashibi Jini, and I want to meet Chimono. Yan Twan 7 years and so go Piemo, Ewo, Dr. Tio, a champon, as a bu was also a diatuja essay. A bangway, a dear Baka, we hear pa, Manetimia Buano, Mana Memono, it's me a ye, and it said was a way reshuffle. I was a year beef when you found a bean soon in some farm review. What you must say, I buy way better be dracassi sono. Call a year in fear Marco Sia. Now so and yet there was so be say a becassi or be in one home into any for near before from Beshon. 1 year be done. What you must say football team put a one. So I can't 90 minutes like a 1 minute corner yet me a reshuffle. I didn't see and now I buy way. Why I say one or more year Jumano and yet do better so be one or more shots and woman or more corners. I would say. And yet, into the idea back of it, me a boy buying, many to my boy, you may ye magana phone say and power ye, Jumano, and he said, was say, or ye reshuffle.
Perhaps, the finance minister, because ideologically, philosophically, and he's on record as having said that he doesn't support Ghana going to the IMF. Perhaps, and I use that word advisedly, the time has come for him to take a bit of a step back in this regard. But there are other people, I think, in government, other ministers, other appointees that the president really needs to sit down with his team. In case of the president, it is Ghanaians who in 2024 will make that decision. First thing is we should have a reshuffle. Some ministers must go. The watchword is efficiency and delivery in public service. We must also see some demonstration in terms of the cutback of wasteful spending. The government said that they were going to cut the expenditure of the budget by 30%. Has that already been done? And if so, which areas are that in? On revenue generation, I am against the e-levy. My position on this is quite clear. What we can do to raise more revenue in the medium short term, pass the tax exemptions bill, and we will be able to plug some of those loopholes. The question of Article 71, we've debated this on your platform ad nauseum, but can we, even if not scrapping, significantly reduce that? Possible. As part of the IMF program, I think a number of the government flagship programs will be on the table for debate. Perhaps, the finance minister...
Dr. Tio, a champion, one no a economist, was also a risk analyst. When I wait me at Cheshire, Munyama, a banner yenit me a buono, Mana Memunuso, etimi edimum. Na Yansan son copium where that so a German, you say, Mugabi Otri, da con one also etimi Babeka Sebi, which you say. Then I will my moon, I'll trade moon or the cotuja essay. 11 and ye 11 and co ye, send a end this a manu kun one year who did de Busuma Kuma. Numa yedi eye beyi kopi o ma shebe dwefie ehu da re ehu ye kira e course wo memu enye bi ni eni se ya ba beji atumu busu mienu ye kire ni 11 no entimi anko ye wo kire mu se 11 no entimi engina na anko ye na gwaman no eni da so eni se wo behwe na entimi aboye Ghana ye sikasem na sikasem no entimi anya ne saade a wo kukusu bo ni nyina na wo de abo eye NDC amanyuko no.
When it takes you 6 months to pass a policy, and it's a policy of taxation, don't forget. When it takes you 6 months to pass a policy, what happens? Over 6 months, you would have generated enough support against it. Nobody likes paying taxes. You get me? So if it takes you 6 months, okay, to do so, and it's easy for the opposition to lash around it and then build public sentiment against it, because this tax would have affected a lot of people. But then that's the only way. You know, Felix spoke about Japan. Their debt to GDP is over 334%. Okay, in US it's over 108% or 128% or so. But why are they not in trouble? They are not in trouble because they raise enough revenue, okay, to service their debts and then to do the other things that they have to do. So I think really what we need to have is a national conversation. If we want our roads done, if we want more teachers in the classroom, if we want to pay better salaries to public sector workers, what do we have to do? There are about 3-4 things. We all know what they are. First of all, we must pay taxes. Secondly, we must make sure that our taxes are used responsibly in a transparent and prudent manner. You know, but it's a give and take. It's a give and take. And I think really when you have an opposition party, okay, which believes that nothing matters but political capitalization of situations, and can go out to the public and say that, yes, praise us because we stopped the government from getting its way in raising revenue to solve the situation and the problems facing the ordinary Ghanaian. Then I think really those are the things that we have to also focus on. When it takes you 6 months to pass a policy, and it's a policy, don't forget.
Sorry, wono na wetimi akasa no. What is one nyina ebo NDC ni edom kuma no se na mo so na E11 no entimi anko yie no. Ye nto akasa ene so nyenko piemu ewo NDC amanyoko no twotwofo e di mamanyoko no eye Johnson e sedu nketia. Dodo na FN General Mosquito wono so wakasa wo chebo se emrason se wo se ye kukuru sa aban we osono no efuomu na wo bush da wo se wo kotenanti emraso se wo se kukuru no ne ye de no enkoto eye epo nu mo na won kodi ne dwuma ewo ho no wo chemo se imprempe aban a wote so no bo sha wo share ye campaign a wo ye nsema a wo ka kire Ganafo maganafo gina so eto abase chim e de man no wan ye mu baako mpo amfa ma wo man Ghana na wo chemo se aban we bo ne humodin e kasa ya pa difa NDC amanyuko ma NDC amanyuko no anya kono afa maganafo nyina akoto aba edima osunu kokoko amanyuko no nanso Ganafo maso ahwe mo ehun se na tie wo ka kire mo se afimpimie ni eduonu nan abato eda yenime mo mbo mo humodin se na mokoto aba no edima NDC edi ncho no mo sanso nkoto ema NPP amanyuko no wono nso wonkodi ncho ebim woda sansem nyina edi abra wokopie mu ewo wa eye wa honoma na otwe wieye a nipa maako apemba 1000 a wo mo free PPP Progressive People's Party amanyuko no ma wo mo se de wo mo do mutuma ekwa akobo NDC amanyuko na no na Johnson se de nketia ejina so edi sansem nyina wode etu twa wo kire mo se wa hye wo mo se emra so sa amanyuko nkitinkiti amanyuko ahodo na abini dom nyina na we abegina na electoral commission we yi wo mo efiri ho ne yesi wo mo ne krata asem enkoye nyama akose nyama eyese no sa amanyuko ni nyina wo mo fo mutuma bebo NDC amanyuko no anom na NDC amanyuko ni de we de ono de wo nsuro wia nsuo to a echinye no eda wo so owia na ebo nso a tinye eda oboso ntemra so samanyuko ahodo nketenkete na aka no wo mo nyina embeka eye NDC amanyuko no no mutimi gitumi mfemfiri eye NPP amanyuko no ensemo wo chemo sem ukopie mu ewo wa ho no ma impeso so maako nson a wo mo nyina eye PPP fo enedi mu kinkima ewo ho no wo mo nyina na ebu market mu akwakopie mu ewo NDC amanyuko no wo gina so edi adesede edi ma wo mo founder nankasa eye pa kwesi indum se wono nso enka ne ho no won beka NDC amanyuko se na ni members ni ye no wono nso enka ho bi no beka NDC amanyuko na NDC amanyuko no entimi ndimu na omutimi gitumi no efefi NPP amanyuko no ensema fempimi ni edunu na abato a eda ye nimu yento akase enu so na ye mfa won kopie mo ewo winiba afarefo ewo honom no womo so ede nsem bia ba betudwa sa wo beka ya enche cry no so afọ wono e na hwe insumunam ni yie ni mpuntuo so wode aba betudwa ese afi close season e beba so amanfo bi edi nrobone ene ekọ epo ne so ntin enam no a enyini ye enam a sesia na ato ne ka sesia mpo no no makwa akoyi wo mo yiwie nso a entimi fa anya hwe nti hu behia se ebeto epo ne mo na enam no etimi enyini se na be ye wo mo kwa womo so ebetimi enya ho mfaso enya fe no womo hya ase mfe etwe mu no womo aye baako aye mienu dida na fe die nso no womo ka ne se eye busuma ye wonkita nsa busumi ene beba so na so afarefo a womo ewo eye winiba na face no commander honom womo dia ba betodwa ese sa yesi ye tu eponu ma ebe ha womo papa na so no womo ka kire aban ne se ebra ye ntu mu ya endu bra wo se ye tu ma ye ntu me womo ye adwuma eye previous wa hodo womo didi dwuma no aban ne nya ntem no famra mo san se womo nibi womo dia ye adwuma ne taban no wonye womo mo a
ene akabe 1 month na wa to punu mbo ne wonye na mapa nke yesra aban so mumu no do close season time na o make sure the premix no go flow yes obey ya na me no ba ye benye bia den ye bakwa pon no mo na yenye skere da yere ye da hwe ye ho ye da to ye yes obey ye bi mama mo fon wada ko school because say premix na ma na yenye kwan yankop na say close season time no do a ye mo fon no ko school yen payfun awofun o ya ye won kire kakra
2 months ni na commander premise bi anya de ne omba ha won to no premise no won fa man ha na yaje edwumadin boko edwumadin what on premise ma anhwana wo to premise na man connection nta abanja aba premise na aba 7.3 na this is premise just 22 24 25 an yeju ko edwuma no ama aba na ma sa pa na akọ share na wo da mo share wo da ana ye na share wo na so nya da be na bi ye bi
the premise drum colleague you to into me and 25 million 18 million the feni ekopona ntuma ye na ma ntuma ye ntopotro nti yesanana yes abani pi abawoko na mayunhu ya yatete ti abani kitabo isi wo nsema bo pen na oto na ademe premise ibuni obinim obura atwa da na chere ehene nkupona ibiara na waje ye ka abani bia woda we dem na premise no bu oye is a premise no bu wa ekesi
ene akabe 1 month
ntino afarifo no ena akasa no na enu echi ohempo awo no eda afarifo nyina ano ewo honum eye na anye imbura woto so miensa wono so ede nsem sei eto aso
ya kan wasam nti ye hwema ma obeye de ye betena fom bia achade bi kakra wo ade won man a wo chembo won so ya dombom na mbo kaka aka obi benyan oboboa omen na ya ye ben na mbo won so ye na ya do ya kan wasam nti ye hwema
ntino ohempo awo no eneda afarifo na no ewo eye wini by na fence no commander honum na enyi imprim awoto so miensa ena wetimi akasa no menje omwesem so na ena no pe kasa me dibra no menfe ni nyina mfensi aseda kase nkofama sa wonya bre ni adaje na wo hwe XTV ya no pa no nsia kase menfa aseda mfama chichi beauty palon se bra na no pe no nsisi wo ho pa mfama se tre na opesa wo ye makeup na opesa wo ye se opesa wo ye pedicure ni manicure no ukoye wedding engagement outdoor upo bi esisi wo ho pa dia ma wa wo se frɛ no e was 0547254078 0547254078 Samsung and ayet creation so sebra no pa matade fefefe pa enfan show program bi a wo ko bia wo matade a wo de bema wo se e bia wo be bia wo pese wo su adepam no fane bra ne nche be kire no wo no kasa Samsung enya ne nsa no nyuma aye frɛ no e was 0242389851 0242389851 ena no pe dojina camera na chi emame eye DJYX Samsung ukopie mu ewo MC aho a do twa metu mu eye low abra base market time na chi ni pa kontwe nsem nyina gu krata so mame mambe kinkan edima wo eye Zinab Hassan na me kinkan edima wo nso eye oba pa Mavis Akosua Ate executive producers e boss de ne boss me sew ena no pe uyo sofo we bie school e bia clinic na we bie upese ye bu wedwuma ho debro edima wa XTV marketing team ye wo ho edimom ye beji okuma bi ye bebodero na mama wo nso wetimi enya ho faso ye numbers no na gu screen so no frɛ yen e wo 0204 700404 0204 700404 me da wase e momo ene hwɛ me sorry so magudie mu nsɛm atwa so e dia ma me nua be ma microphone ata nsɛm atwa ye kado papa wɔde ɛbrɛ nti mo afidie no ɛnda yɛ